Pinkie Pie is bad at playing the ovidiphone. Her music annoys everyone and even causes property damage. Pinkie's oblivious to this and continues to play without considering how it affects those around her, so inevitably, her friends confront her to let her know. But that's actually not what they do at all.
But we're afraid you're just not good at the ovidiphone, and none of us want you to waste your time on something you can't do well.
Twilight is not a manipulative person. This group contains some of the most empathetic people in the world, and there were plenty of other reasons for Pinkie to stop playing. They say this because they believe it. They all think that Pinkie is wasting her time on the ovidiphone because she's not improving. Keep in mind, this is immediately after she says this.
You mean the thing I love more than anything else in Equestria? My sun, my moon, my stars, my everything?
And Pinkie doesn't question it. She says okay and throws the instrument away. Even after seeing how sad Pinkie is to stop playing, her friends don't rethink their mindset or even consider that it could be wrong.
Pinkie may not have taken our critique of her ovidiphone playing in the spirit with which it was intended.
This belief that you shouldn't do things you're bad at didn't come from nowhere. It's baked into everyone involved. They all cite their experience with Celestia's play, so that's a good first place to look. In the episode Horseplay, Celestia is the lead actor in a play about herself. She's really bad at acting, but Twilight is afraid to tell her. Part of this comes from a fear of criticizing someone she holds in such high regard, but it goes deeper than that. Celestia loves plays and has always wanted to take part in one. If Twilight told Celestia she's a bad actor, it would ruin her dream. Twilight understands this experience is valuable for Celestia even though she's bad at it. The limiting factor is a harsh audience, not personal fulfillment. This scenario is not enough to create such an ubiquitous belief in such a harsh and insensitive idea. The belief has been present for much longer and only suspended in this case because Twilight never questions anything Celestia says. Pinkie's friends brought up this experience to convince themselves to tell Pinkie she's bad, not to convince themselves of the reasoning that follows. The belief that you shouldn't do things you're bad at has been pervasive for a long time, as shown in the Season 1 episode Showstoppers. Twilight suggests that the Cutie Mark Crusaders try to earn their cutie marks in something they're already good at. In this case, this is good advice, because their goal is to get a cutie mark, not to be personally fulfilled. When Twilight learns they chose roles they're bad at, she's dismayed, and asks if they're sure. She's upset that they didn't follow her advice and won't get their cutie marks as a result. The CMC's act goes poorly, and they're laughed off the stage. Compare this to a talent show in the real world. Typically, a child chooses what they want to perform, and the adults in their life encourage them to practice and take steps to achieve their goal. The show is attended by the families of the children performing, and they come in with the understanding that they're watching children and should be supportive regardless of the quality. For Cheerilee's talent show, the audience is surprisingly large and contains many people not related to the performers. Why did they show up? It's not to support the children of the community because they laughed at them. I think they genuinely expected the show to be good. This lines up. In a society that expects you to be good at everything you do, adults have this expectation of children, but children don't yet understand it. Cheerilee, on the other hand, does not have these expectations. As a teacher, she spends a lot of time with children, and sees the value in children experimenting and doing things they're bad at. This is why, after the CMCs get laughed at, she gives them an award for comedy to lift their spirits. This works until they check and see that they didn't get their cutie marks. They then come to a conclusion.
Maybe we were trying too hard. Yes, and instead of forcing ourselves to do something that's not meant for us, yes, we each should be embracing our true talent.
This is how the mindset naturally emerges. When a pony does the thing they're best at, they receive positive feedback in the form of a cutie mark appearing. When they do something they're bad at, they don't. A cutie mark shows someone their special talent, something they're better at than others. By following their cutie mark, one provides the greatest benefit to society and receives positive feedback in the form of wages, customers, and praise. In contrast, doing something badly for your own enjoyment is less appealing to a lot of people. Because so many people feel this way, it becomes the norm, and there's an assumption that everyone feels the same. However, this problem is not insurmountable. Pinkie Pie eventually ends up happily playing the ovidiphone again. Pinkie was hyperfixated on the ovidiphone, and at the time, nothing else could make her happy. It took her friends a long time to realize this, but after they try everything they can think of to make her happy and it doesn't work, they do figure it out. They see that the ovidiphone has value to Pinkie by seeing that her life has less value without it. They tell her they were wrong, but I don't think they internalize it. They know the belief is wrong in Pinkie's case, but don't do away with it entirely. This is evidenced when Rockhoof can't find anything he's good at. None of them suggest that he could still enjoy his life without a job.
I know he has more to offer the world as a pony than a statue.
And Twilight was ready to turn him into a statue until they found something he was good at. A concept baked into your culture and upbringing doesn't just go away. But what about different cultures? Yaks don't have this belief at all, as they react positively to Pinky's bad playing.
Your vidophone is instrument of happiness. Playing your vidophone make pony happy. Pony playing is perfect.
The ovidophone is an element of yak culture and shows they value joy more than quality. This is unexpected, considering they always need everything to be perfect. Well, that's what they say. In reality, their usage of the word lines up more with it meaning yak-like. Yaks have plenty of things that are bad, but still consider them perfect because that's the way they've always done it. Yaks take pride in being themselves and value base instincts and emotions. Thus, yaks value the ovidophone for how it makes the musician feel, and overlook bad playing because it's still yak-like.
So how could this problem be solved in pony society? It arises from cutie marks, a fundamental part of ponies' biology, so that's not going anywhere. For some ponies, following their cutie marks is all they need to be happy, and that's fine. The problem is when someone wants to experiment, it's frowned upon by others. Because this is so pervasive, it's hard to recognize that it's a problem, but it's not impossible. The Cutie Mark Crusaders have dedicated themselves to solving cutie mark-related problems. They've already encountered the problem once, with Rumble thinking a cutie mark would prevent him from doing something he enjoys. As they encounter more similar problems, they might notice a pattern, a problem that goes beyond an individual case. At that point, it's just about spreading the word.